This is On Approach. Welcome to episode 14.
63, climb maintain 13 down.
13,000, Tempo 63.
63, contact the New York Center 128.3.
28-3, just with 63, good day.
Hello, Captain.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another show. On Approach is a weekly flight sim and aviation enthusiast podcast covering the week's top user-submitted stories on the SkyLounge.tv. Thanks again for another great week of stories. Moving into the show from the top, we've got Mr. Keven, aka Live Sparks.
Hello. Good evening.
What's up, brother? How's it going? How's it going?
Much. My computer keeps
So
crashing.
tell me about what's... Yeah, tell me what's going on behind you. You've got like a whole new space. What did you do this week that's different from last
So
week?
we have basically two rooms in the basement, one small and one large. My office was in the small one. We moved it to the large one. And the living room that was there. is no
moving on up.
Yeah, but now I got two windows on my side.
Chase plane sales are good.
No,
You got two windows
the
now.
room already existed. It doesn't matter if the sales are good. Bro.
Chase plane sales are good. He has two windows now.
That's what's happening.
Upon the release of Chase Plane Community, he'll have a corner office.
Yeah, maybe, who knows?
And then we have Mr. Brian, aka B Crawley 57. Hello, Mr.
Hello,
Brian.
everyone.
Good morning. And Mr. Mark, aka Spark Smudge. What's
Hello
up, brother?
there, captains. I'm good, man. I'm good. Chilling.
What's everyone drinking today?
Orange juice.
Not Sprite.
Sprite, dude. Like, what the hell?
It's vodka.
You too. And a bottle. Not it's vodka. See, yeah. And I'm OMGEDSON checking in from Kansas City today. Still on a work trip. Really looking forward to getting home next week, where we'll be recording once again from headquarters. But until then, you'll have to deal with this mic and this view. So we've got a lot of stuff covering this week. Starting off from the top, submitted by Ivana Fly. This is Ultimate Traffic Live, soft release now available. One that we mentioned last week is now available. Really, really neat. The feedback seems to be in, and it seems to be overall good. It is a soft release, meaning aka beta, but the price tag, if you're buying new, if you don't have Ultimate Traffic 2, it's $44.95, which is a pretty hefty fucking price tag. However, if you do own UT2, you get a 33% discount on it. So, not bad.
It's still a good price for what it is.
Yeah. So the thought is that, but the feedback seems to be coming in that you're really not getting anything new other than the real live flight traffic, because the models are the same, the liveries are the same that came in Ultimate Traffic 2, which by now are fucking old. There's no good interface to insert new liveries. There's no new interface to insert new models. It's all the same old. I honestly was expecting that at a new product price tag, we would have at least some new liveries. Like at least some new base liveries for airlines. But it doesn't include any of that. It's using all the old models and stuff from Unreal Tournament 2. Ultimate Traffic 2.
Wasted.
You could tell I was a player. Exactly. Wasted. You could tell I was an Unreal Tournament player, and that I'm really looking forward to the next one.
But we were expecting that, honestly. It's been said since the beginning that it was a connector, not necessarily like an airplane package of some sort. So
I guess it was the price point, man.
Yeah.
I guess it was the price point. I look at it like maybe if you rolled in and were like, yo, $20 more, you guys can have live traffic stuff.
Where are they pulling the live traffic from?
Well, it's public data. That's
I don't know.
That's what's annoying,
Yeah.
is that they charge to basically a converter from public data to your Sim's aircraft.
Is it the same
From
like
what I
as the
understand.
live tracking? I can't think of the program off the top of my head.
Flight radar.
Flight radar, where it's
Yeah.
like people in their homes with with equipment that tracks the local airport traffic, and then it's pumped up to the internet. So it's public available data then.
Yeah, but I think they do some wizardry in the background to make it seem more seamless. So there's definitely work into this.
Oh yeah,
but
I'm not
it's
saying it's not
essentially
worth.
a converter.
Yeah, I'm not saying they haven't. They've got to convert all that data and then put it into your PC and get your planes to fly those routes. So, obviously, there's work there.
Yeah.
The feedback seems to be a little bit mixed, but I'm looking forward to it. I was looking forward to it. I own Ultimate Traffic 2. I think Mr. B, you do as well. I'll be buying this when I get home. Like, I will. I mean, I can't say I won't. I want the traffic. Performance seems to be good. I was just on the cusp of trying that other tool, the $15 one that has, inserts real live traffic plans as well. But I would prefer to go with a tried and true product like this one. So I'll be going down this path myself. All right, moving on. Next story. IndiaFoxtrotEcho Eurofighter Typhoon released. This one submitted by Mr. Rob Skip. Thank you, Rob. A very popular story. One that I was looking forward to, and I think it was you, Kevin?
Yeah.
That were like, oh, I like the Eurofighter. That was you. Okay. So it's out. I have not yet looked at the link for the price. Has anyone? Does anyone know the price?
I visited the webpage, but I was searching for something very specific that I did not find, and we'll get back to it.
I see. Definitely one I'm looking forward to buying. I can't say I'll be running home to buy this one because I don't fly the military aircraft often, but I will find a reason to buy this one. I have to make myself a reason. It's available now at Sim Market, and it comes in at $25, 25 euros. Sold. Good price.
You don't have
I don't have TACPAC. No.
So one thing I was looking for in this... Oh, go ahead, Edson. Go ahead.
No, go ahead, go ahead.
One thing that I was looking for in this airplane is the HUD. I want the HUD to be like in the PMDG 737 of regardless you move the camera around, it will stay like infinite ahead of you, right? It's not like a gauge that's stuck to the window that you have in front.
Oh, you mean a part of the virtual 3D cockpit model?
Yeah.
Or do you mean? Okay.
I want it to be like it's infinite. You move your camera out of the field of vision of the HUD, and you don't see it anymore.
Right.
I don't know if that airplane does it. From the first screenshot, I'm skeptical, but I might be wrong. I definitely want to see that before buying it. And there's no screenshot of it, so that's really annoying.
No, there's not. You're right. There are no screenshots of the interior of this plane. Very interesting. But their other planes are incredible.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm fairly certain that we will be pleasantly surprised with the interior of this one as well.
We'll see it. I mean,
maybe we should reach out to Mr. Rob Skip because I know he scooped it up.
Yeah?
I know he was also testing it, I believe. So yeah, we'll reach out to Rob and see what he says.
Because I'll definitely get that one.
Maybe we can do an update. Yeah, we can do a worth mentioning update for next week's show.
The physics on that airplane is terrific. The Eurofighter is incredible to fly. There's an old version available, was for flights in 2004, I believe. And I installed it on P3D a while back. I bought it a very long time ago. And the physics was absolutely insane.
Awesome. If anyone out there has this plane already, please leave a note in the comments and let us know what that virtual cockpit is like.
Yep. Yeah, because that's for that price tag, and I don't know what to expect. That's the thing. It could be very good,
right.
or it could
be
very terrible. One of both.
Yeah, it's priced really, really well. All right, moving on. Next story. This is a big one submitted by Mr. Spark Smudge. Mad Catz files for bankruptcy. This is a pretty hard hit to the community. Mr. Brian, you have many SciTech panels and USB devices. Do you have anything that's under the Mad Catz brand?
Absolutely, yeah. It's all under Mad Catz brand now because they took over SciTech, didn't they? So yeah, I've also got the joystick. That's Mad Catz. But this is bad news. I'm hoping that the receivers can find ongoing use for the flight sim stuff, you know, so that we can continue to enjoy the products because they are good products. And also, there's a lot of people that rely on them. You know, you got like Spadnex developer. You know, he's invested years in getting a program together to support these products, and if they evaporate away from the market, that's just one person that will lose out, and I don't want to see that happen.
Mm-hmm.
I think it will stay compatible for a while, and I think people will start hacking the thing to keep it working, because the hardware is very, very good, and there is no, I might be wrong on this, but I don't think there is a competitor in that realm of like low price joysticks right now.
I suppose.
But there was already a shortage, right? Like
their competitor would be Thrustmaster, wouldn't it? But they don't do panels.
Yeah, coming up pretty strong in the game too.
They don't have anything interesting.
The thing is, like, well, the Mad Catz stuff was, well, the SciTech stuff / Mad Catz was already becoming very pricey on the market because of demand. Like, if you look at even used SciTech stuff, it's priced almost like it was new.
Yeah.
And that's kind of scary, right? Like, what's this gonna do to that now? That market's gonna get saturated with double price
They moved
things.
production and ran out of stock. People thought they weren't going to be coming back to the market, so they were selling them at ridiculous prices on eBay and what have you.
Yeah.
And then September, they suddenly, you know, they started production again. It started appearing in the shops, and prices went back to normal again. This is just a right blow. This.
Yeah.
Do you guys
makes me want to run out and buy?
Yeah. Do you guys think that the fact that flight sim like FSX died in 2006, do you guys think that had something to do with the decline of sales of joystick? Because we used to find joysticks at like our local Best Buy, local electronics shop, but now none of them have them in stock. So you guys think the decline
Agreed.
of that has something to do with
also,
now?
I mean, it's also the increase in consoles as well. I mean, you're more likely somebody have an Xbox controller on their PC than a joystick.
I think Rock Band 4 failure was the thing that killed them, because what they did when they wrote Rock Band 4 is it required new hardware, and people that had the previous version was just not willing to pay again. And it was a gamble that the company took, they lost, and this is the outcome. It's actually nothing to do with the flight sim environment that's caused this. It's to do with Rock Band 4.
Do you guys think that bad management could have been a cause as well? Because I remember we tried to have Windows 10 support for our joysticks, and it took years to get proper response.
Yeah, that's definitely a part of you know, kind of what I was going to mention too, is leadership. It says here in the article, let me see, in you know, in January, the low share price of Mad Catz put the company at risk. Thank you, GameSpot.
Subscribing to the newsletter.
Put the company at, put the company at risk of being disabled from the New York Stock Exchange. So they're publicly listed, but we're going to be delisted. After the situation only got worse in the ensuing months, and Mad Catz presented no viable proposal for turning things around, the delisting process began last week. So basically, like in January, their stock tanked, and they were, you know, presented with the option to propose a plan to fix your company. Otherwise, we're pulling it from the stock exchange. They didn't do that. So like, part of that has to be bad management, right? Like, if management can't come up with a game plan to save a company, management should have been straight up already announcing this, like we're disbanding this company.
Yeah.
Before getting something as embarrassing like getting pulled from the New York Stock Exchange happening to you.
Do you think the management bailed out?
But it says
Or
that's possible too. They could have had an exodus. I don't know. I didn't go as far as checking LinkedIn, but I probably should have, because there probably was like a management exodus of sorts. It says Mad Catz formed a committee to explore ways of maximizing shareholder value, ultimately leading to today's news. So they made a decision.
yeah.
But yeah, you're right. The number of staff may have definitely declined
But
on the management side of
In
things.
some ways, I think that's a good news in some sort of ways because that opens up competition and good management and good new
Yeah.
products. So I guess
Yeah.
future's bright. Just that
The future is bright. I
existing
agree.
products is not. It's not that great though.
It might
Shades back on.
Well,
it might force us to have to start paying for the more premium products, the Go Flight panels and these sort of things, because they have got a cheap option there, and it does work well in the main.
I just want to see Thrustmaster keep stepping up their game, man.
Mm-hmm.
Their stuff is not bad. I want to see them keep stepping it up, And you know what? They're seeing the influx of people into the flight sim realm, and maybe, just maybe, they make a lowball offer to come in and scoop up SciTech
I
stuff.
hope so.
That would.
That's
be
how business
awesome.
works.
That would be awesome.
That would be incredible, right? Like, that's how business works. So I'm sure somebody on the biz dev team there has their eyes set. So let's only hope for the best out of this. But rip Mad Catz.
Mm-hmm.
So sorry, brah. Moving on, this one submitted by Ivana Fly released the Virtavia Convair XB-46 experimental bomber. This one normally, because it's a release, would be in the worth mentioning, but because we didn't talk about it at all, it ended up here as a story. This is a pretty cool plane, man, and Virtavia, they have a little bit of a mixed quality rating in my book. But some of their recent stuff is really nice. So, just once again, another kind of weird plane to have in the hangar.
Yes.
Fairly basic modeling.
Mm-hmm.
What was that,
Ugly
Sparky?
as hell.
That's why Edson
I know
loves
you
it.
don't like the ugly ones. You don't like the ugly ones.
Edson just likes anything goofy.
Yeah. I never saw that plane
It really
before.
is. Look at it.
No, I've not.
It's really goofy.
How's the cockpit in there?
Look at that. It's a flying cigarette.
Flying cigar.
Say it's
That's
1946, so it was ahead of its time, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, pretty basic. Pretty basic.
That was before
But
the YouTube.
that's
right?
detailed. That's nice. That is nice. Look at that. That's not bad at all. They modeled all of this whole level and everything.
Yeah.
You can see all the way out to the front.
That's good. I like when developers do 3D instead of textures. I really appreciate that.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, all these levers and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
No, good looking plane. Price wise, let's see. I don't know. Don't know what we're looking at price wise, but this may end up in my hangar. In fact, it says note, no 2D panel is included.
Yeah. That's fairly standard these days.
Yeah. One bare metal effect, 4096 pixel livery. That's nice.
Is there a
Cool.
droppable bomb or do I have to supply it?
Yeah.
you might have to be... Oh, toggleable bombs in bomb bay, but they're not droppable. Toggleable, meaning
All right. So
you can turn them on and off
I'll
visually.
take care of that. Fair enough.
That's
Dude,
pretty
that's
nice.
a big bay.
Yeah.
That's a big bay.
Right.
Alright, moving on. This is a big one. Is it Tech Pack? I don't think that it is. A really big story for the week. X-Plane 11 finally released. This is the Steam announcement here. I'm gonna let Mr. Brian take this one.
Yeah,
man,
it's out.
while I played this
It's
video.
out on X-Plane own website as well now, and it's coming within the next week or so on DVD. But yeah, this is they finally got the release candidate out, and it's looking good. I'm enjoying it. Puts a smile back into
DVD.
flying for me. Yeah, he's doing DVD as well. Same price right across the board. Was it $69? Wherever you buy it from. Aerosoft have added 3 full price airports if you buy it from them. But yeah, it's a beautiful value for money product. New user interface after the very complex interface of X-Plane from previous versions. I am brand new to it in X-Plane 11, and you'll have heard in previous episodes I'm actually sold on it at the minute.
Yeah, you've been much happier.
Absolutely.
I don't know if it's the new pillow or the fact that you discovered X-Plane, but you've been pretty chill lately,
Yeah.
Mr. B.
Until you jump back into P3D and try and fly heavies.
Yeah, exactly. So Mr. B got a pillow. What does it say on your pillow?
Yeah, it says
Keep calm and chill
yeah,
out.
Absolutely.
There you go. Keep calm and chill. So perfect for those nights of ooming.
Yeah.
So yeah, folks, run out and grab this for sure. It's God, it's so pretty. It's so pretty. I want to, and I considered actually getting it on this trip because I do have the time, and I know my overall excuse for it is I don't have the time. But like on this trip, I kind of had the time. But I didn't do it.
Didn't pull that trigger, man.
I didn't
pulled
do
the
it.
trigger.
I didn't pull the trigger. I
Should've
didn't
pulled
pull the
that
trigger. man.
If you want a good look at it, you watch my streams on alternate weekdays and 9:30 in the morning UK time, and you'll see X-Plane getting investigated and experimented with. We're having a great time.
That's actually really cool, Mr. B. Yeah, and that a well-deserved a plug. Mr. B streams here on the lounge, and you're gonna want to check out his show if you want kind of that raw look at X-Plane, because he's fresh to it. He's discovering it little by little. I think Pear mentioned it as like kind of he has that magic still around what X-Plane is that you don't really get with a seasoned X-Planer. You know, there's nothing new to a seasoned X-Planer. They just move about the interface and do things, you know. And but with Mr. B, it's it's all very new, and that's legitimate feedback, right? Like, because if he thinks something sucks, it's pretty on par with what your standard user would think sucks. Where a seasoned X-Planer would think something sucks, I'm gonna go fucking fix the script. Something sucks, I'm gonna go find a custom this, you know. And they're fixers, where Mr. B's just a consumer about this right now, and that's valuable. Like, it really is.
I spent my 10 minutes in it this week.
Yeah.
Back to P3D.
And back to P3. That's valid too, man. That's valid too. On the topic of X-Plane, moving on to the next story, this one by Ivana Fly. ZiboMod adding realism to the default X-Plane Boeing 738. This is some cool stuff. So there's a mod that you can add, I guess, to the default 738 that adds all sorts of crazy stuff. I've heard that it's basically like bringing this thing up to payware.
It's a really
and,
nice. It's a really
nice. Just a simple donation.
It's a really nice model to start with. I've flown the default. I flew it last week, and it's actually quite a nice plane to fly without the modifications. But you know, adding the modifications, I haven't done it yet, but I will do, and I will give it a go. I know Mr. B added it and had issues, didn't you, Mr. B? You have some.
Yeah, that's probably more because of my lack
it
of
adds
knowledge.
a full FMC.
It does. It does. I just don't have enough sort of expertise with X-Plane yet to get this thing installed properly. I'm hoping that Mr. Sparks and Mr. Pear will be able to guide me through that once they've tried it.
Yeah, I'll probably add that this morning and give it a quick whirl and see how it goes.
I love the 737. You know, that's
The
my
thing
favorite
is,
aircraft.
This mod there, the guy should just contact Laminar Research directly and be like, here's the fix for your plane. And they would just bake it in and give it to everyone. It's freeware.
I'm sure they will.
It's all,
I mean,
beautiful.
I've got the 737 IXEG, which is fantastic, but it's not X-Plane 11 100% compatible yet.
Mm-hmm.
Still waiting for that to be.
When that comes, that's going to be a big one.
Yeah, I can't wait.
Yeah, that's definitely on my want list.
And continuing on with the X-Plane love, there's a lot of it this show. Mr. Pear's missing out on this one. he can help correct me, but I'll just say Oslo. X-Plane Oslo preview by our friends at Aerosoft. So this is the Oslo that we currently have already existing in P3D land, coming into X-Plane, and wow,
Looks nice.
Yeah.
wow.
That's the one thing I've not done yet. I've not purchased a Payware Airport on X-Plane because so far, with the help of Mr. Pear, I found that all the custom airports that I've needed have been really good quality. But you know, maybe I'll go and have a look at getting one of the Payware.
Yeah,
Aerosofts.
you can't keep it cheap forever. You can't keep it cheap forever. You eventually have to just start to open up the wallet, and it'll feel like it does in P3D, right? You still have to open the wallet at some
beautiful.
point. This is absolutely gorgeous.
Amazing.
What's the price point? Is that about £25, $30? Is it?
No clue. No clue yet. It's just a preview, so they haven't put out any pricing yet.
Looks nice.
But those clouds, look, concrete has this look in X-Plane that doesn't exist in P3D. Like materials look like they should feel something. And right now we don't have that
due
yet.
to their new lighting engine.
Yeah, dude, it's amazing. Materials have a feel. I mean, you can look at this, and each material, the facets of the windows have a different feel than the facets of like the tops of the building or the ground.
Tell you what I really like. I really like the fact when you come into a runway, the runway is not a billiard table, snooker table. It actually follows the contours of the ground. And to me, when you go back to P3D after doing a few flights in X-Plane and you come to your first very flat runway, it's down. You know, it's not good.
Yeah.
What do you call them? Postage stamps.
Postage stamps with little slots for putting letters through.
Moving on, continuing with the X-Plane love. This one also submitted by Ivana Fly. Another preview by our friends at Aerosoft. This one is a preview of Vaeroy for X-Plane.
Vaeroy.
Now Vaeroy is Weather Island, one of my favorite out in the Norwegian airspace. This place is crazy and super well known for its crosswinds and storms. One side of the island has a very small little single runway airstrip, and the other side has a small town that you see here from this view. But overall, flying out to here is absolutely gorgeous. It's just water, 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 and then boom, island out in the distance, and there this is.
Do you notice
the approach is
they've
incredible.
been very, very careful with the water shots there not to have the stripes, because they've still got them in there slightly. And I think that you get the right angle and you don't see those stripes.
I do believe Weather
careful.
actually discontinued is a real world airport now, isn't it?
Correct. Yeah, it's no longer an active airport. It was utilized as a chocolate factory for some time, and then I believe that burned down. So now it just is. I think it's just a strip of land or something. I don't know what they're doing.
It's one of them canisters
but yeah,
that
this is
Sparky's been throwing over Iran last night. That's beautiful, isn't it? That is beautiful.
Yes.
It is. See, this is the stuff that's gonna make you pull out your wallet. Frank.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Lovely.
And me too. I think eventually, if shit like this keeps coming out, you can't deny it. That's why Orbex. Why?
See, the thing is, Edson.
Orbex. Why?
The thing is, Edson, there is room for both simulators. You don't have to just have one or the other.
Yeah.
There's room for both, and I'm going to have both. There's no doubt.
The thing is, Mr. B, I'm a perfectionist, and you can't make multiple things perfect. But if you put all of your efforts into one, it's fucking perfect. You know, I always have this analogy of those multi-use copy machines. It's a copier, it's a fax machine, and it's a printer, and it just does all three of those things okay, but it's not great at any of them. If you buy a printer, it's a great fucking printer. If you buy a fax machine, it's a great fucking fax machine, and if you buy a copier, it's a great fucking copier. But a combo of those is just, you know, the effort isn't there. I can't focus on multiple, but if I focus on one, I obsess to get it fucking perfect. And that's what I do with P2D. Like, you know, over time, I've just obsessed with trying to get it as perfect as possible for my eyes. And I think that the time to make a jump, though, is nearing, right? Because I do feel very comfortable with where my P3D is. I have locked my profile so I don't continue editing stuff. And 64 bits around the corner. I don't know what that's going to yield. You know, I don't know. I saw eyebrows move. Is it Morse code? You're a developer. That could be Morse code. That could be the number of weeks in Morse code. Somebody out there decipher that.
I'll tell you again.
Yes.
You keep saying this around the corner. Do you know how long?
I saw Morse code, bro. It could be around the corner.
Do you know how long the road is before you get to the corner?
We don't.
Exactly.
We don't.
Stop saying around the corner, man.
We don't. We don't. This year is around the corner.
The road.
We're mid-year almost. It's around the corner.
I want it now. I'm
It's
fatigued
coming.
with 32-bit.
It's coming. So Aerosoft, thank you, and keep up the amazing work, man. This looks incredible. Keep stuff like this happening for X-Plane, because X-Plane needs this, man. Oh, and they did the Northern Lights.
That's baked in anyway.
A+. A+. Absolutely beautiful. Look at
The
that.
shitty clouds. The clouds have changed now, by the way. That's old clouds.
Yeah.
Is it the old clouds?
Yeah, the new ones are much better.
Yes.
They are?
Yeah.
I need to watch
You won't
Brian's
see the
stream,
default
catch
clouds
the
on mine
new
anymore,
clouds.
but the default clouds are much improved. I've got the X Enviro now.
Ah, that's right.
Yeah.
You and X
I
and
did,
Vaeroy.
Thanks to my very generous viewers.
Thank you, viewers.
Yeah.
Thank you for supporting your hosts. Moving on, next story. This one, ADX scoops some digital design. I'm not going to pronounce this.
Leipzig.
Leipzig
Leipzig.
previews.
Preview.
I want to say lipstick. We'll click over to Air Daily X and check these out. These are absolutely gorgeous. Digital Design has been putting out some really nice work lately. Load pictures, load. There are a lot of pictures. We'll click through a couple of key ones here. And you'll have to forgive my slow internet, folks. I'm in a hotel. I really can't do anything about it.
Welcome back when it's loaded.
Yeah.
Now for a
We'll be back after the break.
few words from our sponsors.
That's a good accent. Look, it worked.
We get money off Sprite.
Oh man. Oh, Sprite? Yeah, I know. This is not an endorsement. Look, in this blurry.
Yeah, that's a shame.
Oh, internet, I love you. No, I don't. Oh well, we'll look at the small photos. We'll look at the small ones. We can't even enlarge a photograph.
Dude, that's explain stuff. Am I right?
Yeah, no, this is it's P3D.
Okay, close it.
Gorgeous.
There's a night picture there with
Mhm.
the light reflecting on the aircraft.
Planes on the static.
Is that really
there.
static?
I do see what you.
They'd have to be static, otherwise they'd be dark
Oh yeah.
in P3D.
Not
Yeah.
for long though.
I know, yeah. New lighting engine.
Oh, the eyebrows are moving.
My wallet just twitched.
And yeah, moving on. Next story. Thank you, Air Daily X, for getting that scoop. And I'm so sorry we couldn't get clearer previews for you there, but my internet is just absolute shit here. But we'll move on to the next story. So this next category is a special one. It will really only exist this week and then another week next year. This is covering our April Fool's finds. We had quite a few, but only these really kind of stood out amongst the rest. We had some really shitty ones out there too. There were stupid ones on Facebook. There were stupid ones on Reddit. People not being funny, not getting the gist of what April Fool's is supposed to be, and instead just making stupid things up.
P3D4.
I'm really happy. Yeah, it was like, oh look, it's out, P3D4.
We all know it's not gonna happen.
It was like,
come on, guys.
Yeah, it was pretty damn silly. There was a Cloud Surf team releases the A380. I mean, you know, shit like that, right?
Good.
But, you know, these are some that like really went the extra mile. Amongst my favorite was GeForce introduces the GTX G-Assist USB stick with Ghost Play. This was absolutely amazing. It was a full video introducing the GTX G-Stick, basically. And we'll get to a shot here in a moment. And he talks about
Sparky's little boy.
how this...
Yeah.
Look at this!
He looks like you.
Look at this! Sparky, is that your
That's my
son?
good doppelganger.
Sparky with.
So this supposedly this USB stick would, like, you know, function with your GTX card and like tap in and unleash additional features, including Ghost Play, which lets you walk away from your machine and it keeps playing on your behalf because it's sitting there learning your ways of playing the game. So it was pretty awesome for sure, and I like the production value of it all, right? Like they really developed this and sold it like they would have a real product. So A+ to GeForce. That was absolutely my favorite. Yeah, for the season.
Have ATI done anything?
Another great one.
Yeah.
ATI, I didn't see anything.
Yeah.
I didn't see anything. We also have IKEA introduces a new low-cost airline. This is FlyKea. It says we're taking to the skies with the launch of a low-cost airline, FlyKea. We're thrilled to announce plans to launch our own airline in 2019, a single-class, low-cost carrier that will travel to many international destinations. The first non-stop flight from Sweden to Australia, utilizing 5 dimensions of democratic design unique to IKEA, exceptional form, quality, sustainability, function, and price to reduce aircraft weight and fuel requirements. This is actually pretty funny. They even have a rendition.
You know, you leave you get on your flight from wherever you are to wherever you are, and you get your little bag of nuts. Yeah, do you think you're going to get a little bag of bolts and nuts?
Yes.
Fix up your chair yourself.
Yeah. Look at this. Look at this guy right here, dude. Oh, you can tag people.
Wicker.
You can tag people. I'm gonna tag people. I am. I'm gonna start tagging
That's
friends.
Mr. Wicker there.
This is amazing.
He's a bit tired.
Look at this. That's Mr. Brian right there. Dude, the ottomans for the feet, it's the IKEA chairs. I mean, this is just amazing. And she's serving the Swedish meatballs.
Yeah. Wearing the IKEA uniform.
I love it. I love it. Somebody needs to make this repaint, please. These are Airbuses. Please, please, please. Canuck, I know you're watching. Let's do it. Okay, let's do it.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
That's good. That
amazing.
Coincides.
So definitely
that coincides with the fact that the IKEAs are always surrounding airports. I knew they were going to do this.
You're right. Another great one. This one created by. Let me see here. Was this Flug? Yeah, it was Flug Snug. Two-lane, two-lane runway trials. So he has the perfect screenshots to show these airliners landing like, on separate parts of the runways.
Oh my god.
And that they're testing with both simultaneous departures and arrivals, and that this was part of the testing video.
Look at that runway,
And
man.
you can see, like, the cuts were so
That's
perfect.
Birmingham, isn't it?
Yeah.
Beautiful.
So, and then in the comments, it has some stuff about, like, that there may be some trouble with, like, the larger aircraft. But anyway, it's really, really, really good. So, Flux Snug, good game on that, man. That was awesome.
Yes.
Much love. Another one. This one from our friends up north in Canada. WestJet rebranding as Canada Air, claiming they're the hashtag most Canadian airline.
Such a troll.
Introducing a fresh repaint and everything.
Playing hockey.
And of course hockey, right? Like, yeah, of course hockey. What is he eating?
Oh
What
god.
is that?
That has to be something
yeah,
Canadian,
has
bro.
to be.
Come on, that had to be
Moose.
Probably.
beaver tails.
Oh, and curling, of course, curling, because I actually think that's a real sport.
We won the Olympics with those. When he leaves, there's a guy saying
here's-
sorry, and then I burst out laughing when I saw that.
There's a new repaint.
Beautiful. That's such a troll to Air
Really,
Canada.
really slick. Yeah, and then he gets a call, and they're like, yeah, no. Pretty good for sure. Pretty good for sure.
Yeah, that was a good one.
And then there is, let's see, this one from our friend Mr. Kevin here. Funny things to do with Chaseplane this month. So the folks over at FSFX Packages released an update to the software that allows you to drop sim objects, basically sim objects, from your plane. And these are some of the funny things that people were doing. Everything from dropping space shuttles out of your plane to dropping, other airliners out of your airliner. I mean, this is just madness. Pure Water Heroes dropping Wright Flyers.
Yeah.
Important thing to note is you can actually do this for a month. Although it's an April Fool, you can actually do this in your sim.
Mm-hmm.
So go get
Right.
Chaseplane and do it.
Yes, too much fun.
Yeah,
man,
that one's
for
gonna
sure.
be long to load, I think. Oh no, okay. It's just a
Are there
picture.
more than that? Oh, holy crap! He's dropping an aircraft carrier. So yeah, he's dropping an aircraft carrier. This guy's dropping bombs.
Usually.
Yeah, looks like dropping.
Whale.
Dropping dolphins or whales, killer whales.
Greenpeace will be after us.
Flares.
Mm-hmm. Elephants.
Elephants on the
Yeah.
runway at Orbex Innsbruck. Too funny, man. Too funny. I love it. Just creative,
Having fun. That's what matters.
Having fun. And last but not least, in the category for April Fools, this is Air Transat introduces new fuel made with maple water. This is crazy, man.
Today, we're really proud to introduce our most recent breakthrough in air transportation. After 8
Oh, they have
years of
completed
advanced
flights without
research,
fuel
we
before, haven't
developed a brand new source of alternative energy. It's 100% compatible
Alternative
with
energy.
aircrafts and made from a renewable natural resource found just about everywhere in Canada, maple water. So, how does it work?
Maple water. So how does it work?
And we discovered that there's 20 times more of them in maple
Makes it
water
so
than in
complicated.
regular water. By capturing and combining them
So
with
amazing.
electrolytes, we can produce high-performance synthetic kerosene that powers our plane engines. However, maple water combustion inevitably produces maple syrup, so we had to start collecting
Maple
it.
water combustion.
As you can imagine, our staff was absolutely thrilled with this news.
So that's actually a thing. That's maple taffy.
So
yeah,
this.
pause it right there. So
Oh my.
that's maple syrup. If you boil it just a little more than the maple syrup state, it takes some viscosity.
Yeah.
And if you put it on ice like this, it solidifies on a wooden stick. And then you eat it, and it's
Oh. Gotcha. Oh my god, look, her hand is stuck with the maple syrup in her hair. Look at the maple candy. That's maple candy, yeah?
It is, totally. There's a plane passing by in the background. It's coming soon. Pause it when it passes.
Look at this.
Maple syrup.
He's having a cocktail?
Yeah.
What the hell?
That's an Air Canada airplane passing in the background. Yeah,
That is?
totally is.
Everybody trolls the Air Canada. Why? It's just like a neat competitive thing going on there.
That was
That's
shot in the
awesome.
Montreal offices.
Wow.
So cool.
All right. Also this week we've got some serious sales going on, so I'm gonna fly through these while you get your wallets out. Submitted by Canuck Shaw, the Milvis Spring Sale. This is 35% off all add-ons over at Just Flight. However, a follow-up on this one, dropping the bomb. New Sky Lounge patron Mr. Tarpoon coming in with a Milvis 50% off sale at Real Flight Shop, and if you use the coupon code provided over at FS Elite, an additional 10% off of that, 60% off Milvis planes for the weekend. Get on it. Thank you, Mr. Tarpoon. Thank you, Mr. Canuck Shaw. Mr. Canuck Shaw dropping in another deal. Just Flight March subscribers 70% off deal. This one includes one flight sim product. I think it's the Corsair. Yes, the Corsair. And also something from Train Simulator. This one posted by Ivana. X-Plane 11 download now available. This is actually when you buy X-Plane through Aerosoft store, you get 3 payware Aerosoft X-Plane sceneries. So, pretty good deal. And last but not least in the sales category, this one posted by me today. GPS Anywhere developer offers a free copy for a charity donation. I'm going to go ahead and click this one all the way through. This one found over on Facebook. This developer created an add-on that lets you add a GPS, a default GPS into any plane with something as simple as click, 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 checkboxes. Something I know that many of the loungers have asked about in the past. Make a small donation, support Richard in his endeavor, his charity endeavor, and you're doing something for a good cause, and you're getting a very a cool little add-on as well. So I'll be making my donation at the end of this show, and I hope that others join me in that as well, in helping to fight muscular dystrophy for Mr. Richard. So spread the word, high and low, a really cool thing by a developer to do.
Absolutely.
Moving on to worth mentioning. I'm going to fly through these as well. Typically these are products that received an update or products that we already went over in previous shows in detail but are now released. Submitted by Ivana Fly, NavData Pro Airac Cycle is now ready, 1704. Submitted by Mr. B. Crawley, the Flight 1 GTN updated to 1.22. Mr. Brian, any warnings?
Yeah,
on
absolutely.
this?
There's been a lot of people having issues with sort of laggy and performance and lockups, and the solution to it, they've introduced something which allows the GTN to use multiple cores, and that is selectable in the menu, in the configuration menu. And what I've found to get mine working, I've had to go in there and actually allocate it to a single core on my processor. Once I did that,
defeating the
absolutely.
update.
Once you do that, it absolutely it works well. So well worth the update. There's some new features on it, which with you.
Right on. Thank you for the warning there. Then we have submitted by Mr. Crawley as well, Orbex New Zealand South and North Islands getting an update from Orbex. Now this brings in the fresh new lighting into the both islands. So that's exciting because of all the P3D, of all the Orbex sceneries in P3D land and FSX land, the New Zealand ones are like top notch, man. They're incredible. So now they're even more beautiful at night with the night lighting.
It might be I wonder if my issues with Queenstown yesterday were related to that update, because I landed at Queenstown yesterday and the scenery was all over the place, and the only way I could fix it was to uninstall and reinstall Queenstown. After that, it was perfect. And it's the only airport that seems to have been affected, so it makes you wonder if there's a link there.
It's possible. It's very possible. Also updated the Orbex libraries. Run FTX Central and you'll get that message. That's a nice, easy update these days, thanks to FTX Central. Also released the Coronado PA-31T Cheyenne. I'm so looking forward to getting this plane. We talked about it in the last episode in detail. This is mine. Thank you, Coronado. An update for the Level D 767 for FSX. Apparently, folks with Windows 10 were having serious issues. There's now a fix for that. Orbex KSAN has been released. It's unbelievable how many things have come out this week. Orbex KSAN has been released. Go out and buy it, San Diego. It's absolutely
Got a funny
beautiful.
story about that. I installed KSAN last week and did a bit of a flight, and then I landed at what I thought was the runway, and I thought, this isn't very good for Orbex. It looks like Rex HD buildings. And Mr. Pear was kind of laughing there, and what I'd done is I'd taken off from KSAN, got kind of lost, looked for the runway, landed on the runway, and I was actually on the neighbouring military airport. And I'd already stopped the sim once to try and raise it up in the scenery library to make it work. And it wasn't until I did my second flight that I realised what I'd done.
Oh, you pulled a Harrison.
I did indeed.
Oh, man. Also released by our friends at Orbex Innsbruck. Run out and get it. This one, submitted by Mr. Livesparks. Mr. Jordan King put out a really, really nice comparison video of the Orbex KSAN versus the Latin VFR KSAN. So if you're on the fence, you'll want to watch this video first. It's a beautiful production, Mr. Jordan. 2 thumbs up from me, bro. Really solid work, as always. And very helpful for the community. These comparison videos are very helpful. And last but not least, IDS Innovative Development Studios provides an update on KBFI, that's Boeing Field, KNCL, Sacramento, and KNAS, which is, I forget. No, it's down in SoCal. It's very nice. It's very nice. But a lot of performance updates. So KBFI is done. So Boeing Field is actually done, but was optimized again to ensure better performance and looks. Very similar thing happening at KSMF, which is great. They want to fix a few things causing performance issues. We can't say much, but we'll keep you up to date. Really cool stuff because KSMF did suffer from some performance issues. I did have to do some tweaking done at airport to get solid frames out of it, but yeah, ladies and gentlemen, that wraps up episode 14. What a week. Seriously, news, can you stop this whole week and wait until I'm home? Because
just
wow.
Just go on business more often, and we'll get more updates and more stuff coming out.
Yeah.
I know, dude. I can't even buy. Like, I remoted in today to update my Orbex.
That's how much you care.
Seriously, like, it's terrible. If I could fly over TeamViewer, I would, believe me. Fire a Black Betty on TeamViewer.
That would be insane.
Well, folks, thank you so much for tuning in to another episode of On Approach. And as always, remember, we don't have anything to talk about unless you're posting the stories. So please, 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 when you find an update, a release, an announcement, a preview, a teaser, anything, flight sim or aviation related, please head over to theskylounge.tv and just drop us a post. And we'll talk about it on the next show. Until next time, ladies and gentlemen, Sky Fives.
63, climb maintain 13 down.
13,000, Tempo 63.
463, contact the New York Center 128.3.
28, 3, Tempo 63, good day.